It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. Excuse me. Starring yours truly, it's your boy, Lydell Dinero, in the house. And who we got in the building with us? You know him. You love him. What's his name?
AKA.
I'll say it for you, AKA. But yeah, he's back in the building, ready to bless us with some information, some pop culture, some insight that we've been missing for a couple of weeks now. So welcome back. How you doing today? How's it been out there? Where are you at?
I'm doing all good. It's been good. Cold earlier a couple weeks ago. Now it's like chilly. It's good though.
Yeah, it's been kind of stormy out here. South Bay got a lot of rain. Where I'm out here in the Bay, it's kind of rainy, but not as much as it was in the South Bay. It's kind of like a flash storm there. You getting snow out there?
We had snow like 2-3 weeks ago.
All right, nothing too bad.
It was bad. It was bad. Shit, at work, everything was froze the fuck up. It was just all froze. All the pipes was froze. We had to walk around with like flamethrowers going out the pipes and shit. It was crazy.
Watch out for that black ice, though. That's just crazy. For sure.
No. What about that white ice?
I'm
That
about to
white
say
snow.
you can see that shit probably. You ain't gotta worry about that black ice. They'll show you where it's at. And you got a new place. How you feeling about that? Congratulations. How you liking it?
It's cool, cozy.
Cozy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tucked away in the corner, you know what I'm saying?
Nice. So I like to hear, new job, new place. Now you're feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Like the man when you walk through. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but glad to have you back. Hopefully we get you on the pod a little bit more, man, because it's kind of hard for me sitting here talking to myself for hella long, for hours at a time. I'm starting to feel like I have an imaginary friend that I'll be talking to. But
Yeah, if I ain't working, working shit 10 hours. If I ain't working, I'll try and get on here.
yeah, no problem. No pressure.
I get my shit set up.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind talking to myself. The Best of Bias family are probably used to it by now. But thank you for being here. Thank you, Best of Bias family, for clicking. New listeners, you know what it is. You might not know what it is. I always say you may know what it is, but you probably don't. It's the Best of Bias podcast where we talk about a little bit of everything. It's not none of those podcasts where you clicking on a podcast for a niche topic. We talk a little about everything. You want to talk about pop culture, we talking about it. Sports, we're talking about it. We talking about comics, we talking about it. Superheroes, history, anything that we want to bring to the table that's relevant right now in pop culture, we talk about it because the Best of Bias. Woo! All that being said, get into some shit. There's a lot of shit that happened last week. We're gonna go over some pop culture topics and sports topics from the last 2 weeks. How does that sound, AKA?
I'm down with it.
All right, let's get through this NFL stuff because I'm really discouraged about what's going on in the NFL, man. I know I'm from the Bay. I know a lot of my friends and family go for the 49ers. But let me talk about the championship games, the NFC championship games. But I'm really disheartened this year, man. Just like last year, the last couple of years since the Bucks won these Super Bowls and these playoffs have been a little bit of blah for me. But I guess that's just my bias. But let's start off with the AFC Championship. We had the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens, the number 1 seed against the who are they? Kansas City Chiefs and the Taylor Swifts. Yeah. Yes. The number 3 seed. This year was kind of ups and downs for the Kansas City Chiefs, as I talked about before. Man, I didn't really expect the Chiefs to get this far, to be honest. I thought they may have lost last round. I forgot who they played last round. Was it the Bills? It may have been the Bills. I don't really remember exactly. I don't think it was the Bills, though. It was the Texans played the Ravens. I think Kansas City did play the Bills in Buffalo and beat the Bills. I do remember that. So I didn't expect them to beat the Bills, and for them to be playing the Ravens in the AFC Championship, I thought they were going to be overpowered. The Ravens have been whooping everybody, all the number 1 seeds, all the top teams. I thought they were going to be competitors for the Super Bowl. The Ravens have been knocking them out, whooping them by big margins. Their defense has been great, stopping everybody, shutting everybody down. But it seems like when they play Patrick Mahomes, it didn't turn out that way. Somehow, this man, Patrick Mahomes, is turned into the Michael Jordan of the NFL. Do you get that feeling a little bit?
He getting there.
I mean,
He's out there. He out there doing the damn thing. What's that damn Kenny Powers, whatever it is, that damn show?
yeah,
The way he
Eastbound and
talks.
Down.
Yeah, whenever I think about the way he talks is fucking hilarious.
He
But
sounds like
yeah, he
Kermit the Frog to me.
really.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know how we're gonna do it, but he sounds like Kermit the Frog to me.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, he's still out there doing his damn thing though. Somehow he like they've been inconsistent as fuck, but
yeah.
somehow he's able to pull that shit off when he needs to.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird. It's like sometimes, the arm angles, the way he's able to get it done, how he throws the ball, is kind of unorthodox. You don't see it happen. We've seen it for years now. I think he's been in the league like maybe 10 years max, and he's been to the AFC Championship 6 times, won 2 Super Bowls already, maybe going to his fourth Super Bowl. Only lost one, and that was to the Buccaneers, of course, and Tom Brady. That's the only person he can't beat, I guess, in the NFL is Tom Brady. But the Ravens, I guess, they just folded, man. They just really folded. Lamar Jackson looked shook. Everybody thought Lamar Jackson would win the MVP this year. He looked great rushing and throwing the ball. It just looks like the Kansas City defense just shut everything that they were able to do down all season. Um, and even though Kansas City wasn't the greatest on offense this year, that defense put that offense in positions to get it done. Uh, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, man, I liked Travis Kelce a lot before this year. I'm not saying I dislike him now because of the whole Taylor Swift situation. And I get it, NFL, you're going to do what you have to do, especially monetarily. They said that Taylor Swift brought $350 million worth of value to the NFL
Yeah,
this year.
something like that. Yeah,
It's just wild. This is the NFL, right? We're talking about the NFL. How to get so ingratiated in the pop culture and just becoming these leagues becoming sluts to pop culture. You know what I mean? It,
yeah.
how do you feel about them cutting to Taylor Swift every time Travis Kelce or the Chiefs do something good in the game? How do you feel about that?
I don't really watch football as much anymore. That shit is like it's taken away from the actual sports. I think the people who are really like trying to enjoy the game is gonna be feel the type of way about that, but I don't know, I think it's unnecessary.
It's just kind of weird to me because it becomes more like, yeah, like you're saying, people come to sports sometimes to get kind of separated from the pop culture and the political side of the world. But I just feel like I don't want to necessarily sit here and blame Taylor Swift for like politicizing or doing anything negative to football, but I just feel like it just brought so much of the stuff that football doesn't represent to the forefront. Like we watch football to kind of separate ourselves sometimes to get a little break from our girls. You know what I'm saying? You bring Taylor Swift into this shit, these I don't want to say these women because I'm just generalizing, but these Swifties are acting like they introduced football to their men. You know what I'm saying? They try to make it seem like Taylor Swift invented the swag surf. You know what I'm saying? They're calling the fade. These white boys is going to the barber, going to their barbers and asking for the Travis Kelce when it's actually just a fade. You know what I mean? It's like the littlest shit that could never think in a million years that wouldn't annoy you. It's just getting under my skin. It's getting like if Taylor Swift somehow gets her way into performing at the Super Bowl, I'm going to be pissed off. They they already had them playing on CBS and plugged a Grammys commercial with her by showing her picture. It's like, and don't miss Taylor Swift, up for a bunch of awards in the Grammys, coming on this channel at this time. I'm like, come on, really? That's what you're doing?
It's people been like that. People have that whole what is it, that beehive or that ant colony mentality where they find that one queen bee or whatever and they flock.
And it's
And
just, I guess it's cool, but at the same time, it brings so much negative shit. Like, with people,
you
I don't know.
know, the reason why it's going to keep working though is because it brings attention, negative or not,
Yeah,
and that's money. It's
absolutely,
always money when you have that. So
absolutely.
don't keep shit like that's gonna keep happening.
It's just
And
weird to me. It's just weird because not only is Taylor Swift getting a bunch of opportunities, she can get every opportunity in the world, anyways. But in the NFL, this woman, I don't know who exactly it was. It may have been the fullback from the 49ers. She was making custom jackets of the players for the players' wives and stuff. I think she made a custom jacket for Taylor Swift that had Travis Kelce's number all over it and
Mhm.
stuff like that. The NFL gave her official licenses to make that gear and sell NFL gear and sell it based off of Taylor Swift wearing it.
Wow.
Bruh, I'm like, oh, everybody's saying, oh, this is cool. It's so cool that she's able to go and make licensed NFL stuff. Like, what? Nobody in the world has ever been able to do that. If they did that, they'll get sued by the NFL so fast. But just because Taylor Swift
Yeah.
is wearing it and they thought it looked cool on Taylor Swift, and you know people will buy it, you're like, oh, you can go ahead and make these for the NFL. It's
Yeah.
just wild. It's just wild. And one more thing, and I'll get off Taylor Swift, I promise, and we'll move on. Did you hear about these AI pictures that came out of Taylor Swift?
No.
So
Yeah.
I guess the fans, of course, she's all over the NFL now, so people are gonna start doing what they will with the information. There's these pictures that were out there of Taylor Swift. It was just her face, but they spliced it with AI to make Taylor Swift's face on a bunch of like bodies that look like Taylor Swift doing some crazy inappropriate stuff. So you had one, it was
Oh.
Taylor Swift over a crowd of Chiefs fans, and it was her looking back, but it was like a big old, like her butt cheeks were out, and it was like a big old
Oh.
booty, and you could tell it's not Taylor Swift because she don't look like that. But it's like it
Mhm.
was AI, and then they had one of her kind of leaning over, and so one of the Chiefs fans were kind of covering her boobs up or whatever, holding her breast or whatever, but it was obviously not her. And then there's like another one of what else was it? Like a Chiefs fan had her bent over. She's kind of like leaning over, and the Chiefs fan with the number 87 jersey, he doesn't show the face, was behind her, kind
Mhm.
of like, yeah, or whatever. So they're up for maybe a day, but by the next day, they're wiped from the internet. These AI pictures that were created by somebody, people have been making AI shit and leaking porn shit of people for years and years. This shit
Yeah.
went so deep, they scrubbed every trace of evidence of these pictures off the internet, like government type shit. I'm like, bruh,
That's
they're
crazy.
scraping the internet for this person. It's a different level of fame. It's just different.
Yeah. That's wild as shit.
It,
But
it,
I didn't even hear about that at all. But I mean, they just did some deep fakes and they just got them wiped off. That's
right, yeah, it was so fast. Either you heard about it, looked it up, saw it that day, or by the end of the day, everybody was looking for it. They're wiped off the internet. It, it's
mm.
just crazy. Taylor Swift is on another level. But anyways, the Chiefs move on, winning the game. Let me see what this it was 17-10. Nothing really happened. A lot of field goals. Only one touchdown thrown by Patrick Mahomes. I think there's one touchdown thrown by Lamar Jackson. It wasn't really, it was kind of a defensive effort. But it's the Patrick Mahomes Invitational, I guess. And Patrick Mahomes is back in the Super Bowl playing against another winner. The 49ers, I don't know how you feel about the 49ers as a Dallas Cowboys fan. You guys have the same amount of championships type shit. You're competing to see who wins number 6 first, blah, 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 blah. All that greedy, those winning winners, I don't like that mentality. Let's be the first to win 1,000 championships. Man. Anyways, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. But I am glad that they were able to beat the Lions. Lions famously beat the Buccaneers in the divisional round to move on to this championship game. So I was kind of rooting for the Lions in a way because it'll be their first championship ever. They haven't been to the Super Bowl since I think 1953. They've had terrible seasons, and for them to have a great season, though it may have been beating the Buccaneers, I wouldn't mind seeing them win the game. The 49ers, on the other hand, are always in the NFC Championship, always going to the Super Bowl, can't quite make it over that, ledge and actually win. Um, so the 49ers being there, they're always there. I mean, they'll be there probably again sometime. So if they won, it's like whatever. Again, 6 championships, like whatever. But I don't know. The game was crazy. The Lions went up 24-7 in the first half, was whooping on the 49ers. And then towards the end of the game, it just all flipped. I don't know what happened. It was like the biggest collapse in football history. The coach never wants to kick field goals. So being up 24-7, I guess he thought he had the game in the bag, didn't want to kick field goals at all. And slowly the 49ers came back. It started with, I think, the ball bouncing off of one of the Lions players' heads and the 49ers player catching it at the 5-yard line, getting him to score. Then the next drive, Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles the ball. The 49ers get the ball and score. Then the Lions get the ball again. I think they punt the ball. The 49ers go down there and score. So it's a tie game now. And then when it gets to the tie game, they just kind of blow it. The Lions can kick a field goal to go up 3. They decide not to. They don't get the ball. The 49ers score a touchdown, and then I think they eventually go up 10, and the Lions aren't able to come back because their coach is stupid and they don't know how to close the game. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was like a really anticlimactic. It was a long ass season. The Lions fans are talking shit. They're showing up. I was in Mexico, in Cabo, at the bar, chilling. I was going there to be, at the resort, just hoping to watch the game by myself. I go there early, show up, floods and floods. 50, 60 Lions fans walk up in the bar, talking shit to me the whole game. I'm like, oh my God. And I guess, this season, the Lions fans came out of hiding and they multiplied by 1,000,000. But the 49ers move on to play the Chiefs in a repeat of the 2020 Super Bowl when Patrick Mahomes, I think maybe won his first Super Bowl when Jimmy Garoppolo was the 49ers quarterback. And I don't know who to go for. Who do you think is going to win this game?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. Because as long as everybody on the Niners is healthy and, you know, everything's firing off, I mean, they're good. But
They're really good. They're a really good team, really good
Kansas,
roster.
yeah, Kansas City, like I said, they like hit or miss, but they pulling some shit off against some teams that they shouldn't,
Yeah, and they're
So
going for back-to-back championships. They're last year's champion. Everybody counts them out. They're going with this underdog mentality, trying to take that to the next level and go back-to-back. I think the first back-to-back in a while since I think the Patriots back in the day, like 2000 something. Um, but yeah, also the 49ers, Brock Purdy has a lot to prove. Everybody's doubting him. 7th round pick, last pick in the draft. Everybody think he's not elite. He's just lucky that his team has a whole bunch of weapons that carry him. Last year, he was in the same position but got hurt in the NFC Championship and wasn't able to prove it in the Super Bowl. So this year is his year. He's healthy going into it. The team won the NFC Championship, and they're moving on to the Super Bowl. We'll see if Brock Purdy is actually able to make a name for himself and make everybody a believer. He's only making like $800,000 being a quarterback playing in the Super Bowl. I think somebody that barely plays, that just got signed to the team, making like $1,000,000 or something like that, makes more than the starting quarterback of the 49ers. So this is a prove it game
that's crazy.
for Brock Purdy. My heart's with them. Iowa State, nobody really expected them to be this good. And the team has been ups and downs, injuries and stuff like that. So I feel for the 49ers. Y'all can, go out there and earn your respect, create your own destiny. The Chiefs, they're spoiled. Again, this is like the fifth, fifth time Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, Travis Kelce, and all this drama and all this extra hype that they got with the Taylor Swift shit. The 49ers, man, it's your game to take. You guys really deserve it. This shit that I'm seeing from the Chiefs is just too Cinderella for me, man. I'm trying to see some shit shake. I'm trying to see some different shit. I'm not trying to see the same team win every year. So that's my gripe against the Chiefs. So
Well, shit,
anyway,
Cinderella would have been if Detroit won. That would have
yeah,
been Cinderella.
yeah, but it's too. I don't know. This season is too good for them.
Do want the Niners to win this though. But I was rooting for the Lions against the Niners.
Yeah. I mean, naturally, being a Cowboys fan, but I feel like a parade in Santa Clara wouldn't be bad, man. I'd have to go out there, check it out back in our neck of the woods and see what's going on out there. I wonder if they would do it in San Francisco, if they would do it in Santa Clara where they play at. I don't know.
I know, huh?
It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, shout out to them, man. It's gonna be a good game. February 11th, Las Vegas. Usher at halftime. I think Reba is singing the national anthem. I didn't know Reba was even a singer. I thought she was just an actor. That's how much I know about country. But
The
moving on.
McIntyre.
Yeah, moving on here. NBA. Just a quick NBA check-in, man. Nuggets, man. You see what I'm rocking right now. My Nuggets is playing right now, actually. We're doing all right, man. 4th seed. Not really doing as well as expected. I thought we were going to be number 1 seed a little bit more this season, but we're getting it together. We lost a bunch of people in the offseason. Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, some of our bench players that kept us together. Our offensive starters are still doing all right, having up and down games, but when they have those down games, we don't have the bench to pick us up. We struggle a little bit, you know what I mean? So Jokic is doing MVP-like things, still getting triple doubles pretty much every game, 25 points. He was averaging 70% shooting, 50% from 3 for a while. Had a couple of off games since, sat out last game against the OKC Thunder, who we needed to beat to actually move up in the standings to maybe second or first place. But I'm okay. I'm good with the squad right now, man. Not a lot to say. I'm not gonna talk too much about them because we're in season right now. Playing the Blazers 2 times at home. At home, we're doing good. About like 19-4 right now. But we could be doing better, man. I'm not going to do too much long talking about the Nuggets because this is not all about the Nuggets. Just a quick check in with the NBA. Just let you guys know what's going on. You know what I mean? Some of the top teams that are in the West right now, because I focus more on the West being a West Coast or a Western Conference guy. OKC, Minnesota, and the Clippers are still doing really well. If I'm going to name a few, the combination of Westbrook, Harden. I don't know if you know this, Ariel, but Harden, Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are all on the same team on the Clippers now, to make a super team, one of the first kind of big fours that we've seen in a while. Yeah, it's wild out there. So all of them together doing kind of good in LA, kind of taking the place of the Lakers. Lakers are pretty awful right now. There's talks right now. LeBron has to defend himself about wanting a trade out of LA. That's how bad it is there. The Warriors are doing terrible. Draymond Green coming back from suspension from slapping somebody. But them still kind of doing bad.
It wasn't the choke out. I thought he didn't get it. It was the
It was
slap or the
after
choke?
that. It was after that.
Oh,
So he choked somebody out. They talked to him, and then he was playing the Phoenix Suns, and the center was like guarding him, and he turned around and slapped the shit out of him.
what is
So
wrong
he got
with
suspended for like a couple of weeks. But yeah. Let's see who else. OKC, yeah, man. OKC is a example of a team that if you tank for years and years and accumulate number one picks for like 5-6 years straight, you can put together a team that can compete over by over 7 years. I don't know.
Mm.
It sounds like hate, but that's what they did. They sucked for a long time, would trade their players for good picks, and then they started picking good players that were in the draft. Now they all play together and they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're young though, so you can't really, those teams kind of get really good hella early, get in the playoffs, don't really have that experience and kind of show their true colors. Sounds like hate, but we're gonna see what happens. OKC has beaten us like 3 out of 4 times so far, maybe 4 out of 5. So yeah, they pretty good. And then Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert kind of doing well. Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards making the All-Star team. Doing well out there, holding down the number one seed for now. Again, we'll see what happens when it gets later in the season. Joel Embiid, some of the East teams that are doing good: Celtics, Philly, Bucks, Knicks. The Nuggets will beat them all. So I'm just saying, we're just kind of building our way up, kind of charting our way through the season, waiting until they get to the playoffs, and we're gonna turn it on. I bet you. Celtics, full strength, we beat them. Philly, Joel Embiid is ducking the smoke. He never wants to play against Jokic in Denver, but he is really hurt right now, which is unfortunate for him because he did have like a 70-point game this season. Being a center, that's amazing. But now the league makes you play 65 games to be able to be up for any awards, MVP, All Pro, or anything like that, because players were sitting too much, and they wanted the
Mm.
fans to be able to get their money's worth and not have players sitting in games for no reason when they come to see the stars play. Um, yeah, so now they make them have to play 65 games, and we're not even halfway through the season yet. And Embiid was like the MVP favorite, and he can't miss 4 more games, or else he's not eligible for MVP at all. So
Damn.
yeah, and that's always his problem. He's really good, but he's never healthy to end the season or in the playoffs. So every year they're like, "Oh, he's the best center in the league, best player in the league." Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then he's always gets hurt, or he's not around in the playoffs, or his conditioning is terrible. It's like it's sad. It's sad. Me, I have a personal gripe against him because of how him and Jokic are compared and how his fans talk shit about Jokic, call him a fat slob, can't jump type shit like that. It's like, come on, bro.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of just dissing the whole man's character. And it's like, all right, I feel it. But now when Embiid does bad or something happens to him, you expect me to be sad. You expect me to be cordial about it. No, I'm talking shit. But and it's sad that he's always hurt. I do want him to get better and actually play a full season so he actually see his potential. I know he wants to be good. You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault. He has that kind of bad attitude. I guess it is his fault. Fuck it. But yeah, I hope he gets better, man, because we want to see him actually reach his potential and maybe win a finals. Maybe when Jokic is done, win some more MVPs. But well, I don't know if we'll ever do that. And again, trade season is among us. Warriors, Lakers, amongst the teams that are trying to shake some shit up. Again, they're terrible right now. 11th and 12th in the league right now, or in the Western Conference. These teams are usually the teams that are vying for championships and are supposed to be winners. But right now, they're dookie. They're dookie. They
Water.
won against the best. Actually, the Lakers won their best game yesterday against the Celtics, the number one team in the East, without LeBron and AD. So I don't know what to say anymore. It doesn't make any sense. Sometimes these big threes and power teams that are put together don't work, and sometimes they do, like the Clippers are right now. Sometimes they mesh and you can make a good run. I don't know. But that's my NBA check-in for today. I know it's kind of sloppy and all over the place, but I don't really. Basketball is long, and I can talk about the Nuggets all day, but I don't really care about nobody else. That's my bias. Moving on. Let's see here. Oh yes, just real quick. Trade deadline. People watch out for Zach LaVine and DeJounte Murray because those are the guys the most talked about. Probably the best guys that are going to get traded. And I guess the same guys every year that really don't ever really do nothing but or go nowhere. But yeah. Lewis Hamilton. Do you watch F1 at all? Are you familiar with F1 racing?
No, not at all.
Me either. I'm kind of new to it, but I know the big guys in F1 racing. Lewis Hamilton though, he's the British dude, black dude, braids. If you saw his face, you'll probably recognize him. He's famous for F1 racing, pretty much. It's all in the news right now because he actually left Mercedes, which is obviously one of the biggest racing brands there is, and he's going to Ferrari, who is obviously another great racing team that's already really good and has a great racer on the team already. I'm not too familiar with how the teams work, but I'm starting to realize it seems like each racing team has two drivers, and usually the team, yeah, the teams usually have, especially the big racing teams, will have two of the most popular racers. And right now, the big bad right now, the big dude is Max Verstappen. Verstappen is his name, Max Verstappen, and he's the racer for Red Bull. He won the last last three championships in a row. It used to be Lewis Hamilton winning everything. He was with McLaren, and he went to Mercedes in 2013, in which he won 7 championships total, 6 with Mercedes. And they're pretty much damn near all on the road. He had 7 championships. He won one in 2008, one in 2014, one in 2015. He won 2017, 18, 19, and 20. And ever since then, it's been pretty much Max Verstappen. And so now that's why he pretty much, and he's been having a lot of like trouble with his car, a lot of, confrontation with his team at Mercedes. So he said, fuck it, and basically finally just left and went to Ferrari, which I'm assuming is like the second team behind Red Bull that's always winning right now. Lewis Hamilton, 103 wins total, podiumed 197 times, 7 championships. So basically, he's pretty much the man of the recent generation from 2008 to now. He's been winning everything. And for him to be going to a new team, going to Ferrari with a racer, Charles, I don't know how to say his last name, Leclerc, Leclerc. Leclerc. He won 5 races and he pulled 23 times or pulled 23 times. So I think that's another up and coming racer who's been winning a lot recently. So him and Lewis Hamilton together to go against Verstappen and the other dude on Red Bull, I forgot his name exactly, are supposed to be like the new little rivalry. So people are saying like him going to Ferrari is like LeBron going to the Lakers or KD joining the Warriors. So a dope ass dude joining a dope ass team, pretty much. But shout out Paul for putting me up on game. Been watching a lot lately. Fucking these F1 races are kind of like the fucking what's the Hearst's Kentucky Derby type shit. People love it. Fucking rich people go there all the time. They be closing whole towns to put these races on. They have one like on the strip of Vegas. They race through South Beach, Abu Dhabi, all over the world, Italy. And it's like it's crazy ass sport. And I'm kind of starting to get into it, but don't know too much about it. Just want a little touch on that because Lewis Hamilton, big name and big news. Yeah. What else we got here? Firstly, before we get into pop culture, I want to go ahead and say R.I.P. to Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. Classic, very, very legendary actor. Some of our favorite movies, some of our favorite roles he's been in. To name a few, we got Rocky. I know he was in Happy Gilmore.
Jackson.
Action Jackson.
Yeah,
I never seen that one.
That's back when I was a kid.
What else was he? I know he was in something. Oh, was he in Star Wars?
Mandalorian.
Yeah. Mandalorian. Yeah. R.I.P. man. It's classic stalwart in our acting world. African American actor. What'd you say?
Yeah, Predators too, right?
Predator, yeah, right. Black History Month. So I'll be remiss if I didn't mention RIP and thank you for all your contributions to the acting world, to the media world. One of the greats. Before I popped into pop
Definitely.
culture, we have to talk about that. Oh, this is a good one. Pop culture. Let's talk about it. Um, Single men friendship recession. Have you heard of this?
Nah.
Single men are
But
saying they have less friends now. We're in a recession for friends.
yeah.
Wealth.com or wealth on Instagram. They say 20% of single men are saying they don't have close friends, or they're saying, and over half are expressing dissatisfaction with the size of their social communities. How do you feel about that?
Mm. Uh, I don't know. I mean, shit, I'm a fucking introvert. I got close friends who are real far away
Mm-hmm.
type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't experience that, but I do see. I mean, that's probably why a lot of motherfuckers is like geeking up and going crazy and fucking shooting shit up because a lot of them is, you know, by themselves isolated and ain't able to express emotions the way they want to or even talk about some shit they feeling.
Right,
And
exactly.
yeah, I think I'm telling you, all you need to do is give motherfuckers like community and pussy and that, excuse me, but you know what I'm saying? They probably stop doing crazy shit. You probably
Yeah.
see mass shootings just decrease rapidly. But
And it's funny that you say that because not funny that you say that like about mass shootings, but they say experts are saying that men are saying there are not enough spaces where they can support each other, address issues like loneliness and mental health. Like you said, like it's
yeah,
for some reason in the male community that kind of stuff is frowned upon, and kind of people will kind of trying to like label you as weak if you kind of seek that kind of help, or if you people feel that way. I know it's probably not, it's definitely not true. But sometimes it's hard for men to reach out and try to find that kind of connection. Me personally, I think, people say video games and shit are stupid or it's a waste of your mind and brain cells. You get on those video games and get in a friend community, invite your friends to play video games. That'll help, bro. Those communities
yeah.
get you Call of
Get your
Duty,
ass,
get
get
you
your
on
ass in the gym too.
it's gym anywhere, like sports. That's the two things I think men, the areas that men are drawn to. It's kind of the stuff that people try to take away from us, which I think actually help or not. Well, it helps in attributes to the depression and the loneliness. Always trying to take us off video games, always trying to take us away from sports. Men connect
Hmm.
really well off sports. Men can just men straight complete strangers can start a whole conversation for hours. You sit there talk about sports, sit there talk about any kind of hobbies, sit there and play video games. Man, I'll play video games for 5 hours with the homies on Warzone. You know what I'm saying? And then text all day about playing the next day. You keep it going that way, man. There has to be different ways, different opportunities, different social outlooks on the way we do things. And the old fashioned stereotypes and labels that we put on things we need to look at and change. You know what I mean? It's wild to me still that we can't just be men and kind of just reach out to each other and just want to talk, or how fast the people are trying to label things men do as feminine. It's just kind of wild nowadays, and it scares a lot of men into doing things like being open and talking to other guys or reaching out and trying to make friends with other guys. Also, the pandemic was kind of wild too. That put a big strain in relationships as far as meeting people and being friends. But I don't know. I don't know.
I think just a lot of motherfuckers ain't got friends or like that. Because I mean, me personally, if I got any real issues like that, I'm gonna talk to somebody about it. But I mean, I just don't be having the type of issues, and if I feel that deeply about it, I'm probably gonna have a conversation. And I feel like I try and have those conversations with certain friends of mine too. But I can see a
Yeah,
lot of motherfuckers not having that comfort level with
opening up
whoever they
and
with
being
people in general.
vulnerable. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the stuff that people do. I was talking the other day about all these lawsuits that were coming afoot and how people are suing everybody for shit that they found out or people trusted them with in the past. And whether it be good or bad, it's just like after the fact, they're to come out and just spill all the secrets for money. Well, I don't want to connect this and say it's like a negative thing of them coming out, but like the Diddy stuff and the Vince McMahon story. Have you heard the Vince McMahon story?
Yeah, kind of. Not all of it, but I've heard the reporting that he had or
It,
whatever message was, text message or whatever. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it's like shit like that. Stories like that, people are scared to open up and be open with people or trust people because they're scared of shit like that. Like the Vince McMahon stuff was wild. What he was telling people, I don't know if you read the messages that were going between the girl and and Vince McMahon, but it was some wild shit. And I guess the girl was down for it all. It's just that Vince McMahon didn't pay her the $1 million that he promised to pay her. So it's like, okay, now I'm gonna spill all the secrets and tell everything that's been going on. You know what I mean? And stuff
Yeah,
like that. Though he was doing creepy ass weird shit, people that shit kind of shit is glorified nowadays. Though you're not the level
yeah.
of Vince McMahon, and you may not
Well,
get
no,
sued.
no, it's not really glorified when it's dudes. It's more glorified when women do it. Like you can have like Sexy Red or somebody out there talking about some crazy shit, and it's yeah, it's a movement. But now dudes do it. The most things that the dudes do nowadays is demonized anyway. So
Especially that's a good topic as well because there's a bunch of basketball players that are dating these like basketball wife age women and like on Drea, I guess she's dating Jalen Green from the Houston Rockets. He's a shooting guard. He's
uh,
21 years old and she's like 43 and she's pregnant with his baby. So it's
okay.
like it brings up the conversation of grooming. If it was a guy
Hmm.
in this situation and a woman was in that situation,
Oh,
it would be
uh,
terrible.
yeah, most definitely,
And you know what I'm
it
saying?
would be talked about. He would be shamed. All that shit. Yeah, most
Bernice
definitely.
Burgos is dating wow, did I say Jalen Brown? Jalen Green was the other guy. This name is Jalen Brown. It's the Jalen's. She's
Damn.
like also in her upper 40s and he's like 25. He's making like $300 million from the Celtics, and now she's with him and reaping the benefits of that. It's just kind of weird. It just
Yeah.
seems with Larsa Pippen, you know what I mean? If that was on the other foot, it would be Michael Jordan's son. Oh my God, that's glorified right now. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. It kind of got
Yeah.
far from the topic that we were talking about, but the world is tougher, man. It's just men are and women too. Let me not just generalize like that, but it just seems that something as simple as making friends is hard for men to do. So I just feel like it's troubling time. It's a troubling time, man. It's scary out there in this world.
That's weird though, because it didn't used to be like that ever. It's actually I always see it more so for like women. Like growing up, I've always had the same friends. I may have like lose touch with people, but we never have like incidents that's like makes it have give us bad blood unless they do some stealing shit. But it's rare to happen with like males as far as I like me and my friends and shit like that. And friendships that I've seen that are around, where I grew up. But I've always noticed that with my sisters and shit, they may have like a couple friends that come back and reoccur, but they always get like in situations where they ain't talking to the female no more and ain't friends no more, and you don't see them, and then they may come back like 10 years down the line when they reconnect to some shit, but they constantly switching friends and shit. It's not all of them, but I notice that a lot with my sisters and just you know women friends that I have in general.
You think the percentage will be just as higher or lower for women as
What do
far
you
as the
mean?
depression for the recession and depression of not having as many friends?
If they didn't have friends, I think the depression would be worse for women. But women are usually very social, so they may not be able to keep friends very often because for whatever reason, but they always gonna make friends.
I feel that
Men
for
on the
sure.
other hand, yeah, men on the other hand have a hard time connecting with dudes or anybody. But if they do, it tends to last a lot longer.
I feel that for sure. And speaking of keeping friends and being having friends, if you didn't have friends or you wanted to make new friends, there's an opportunity for you that I want to talk about right now. I'm gonna do something real quick. Let me just hit you with the dual cameras. Let me hit you with the dual cameras real quick. These Apple Vision goggles. These Apple Vision goggles. We need to study these things, boy. Have you seen that commercial? Have you seen the
I've
commercial for
seen
the?
the newest one.
Oh
I ain't
my
seen the
God.
newest one. I've seen the old one.
I know they kind of look like vision ski goggles on your face. I know they look kind of weird at first, but if you see the commercial and the capabilities of these Apple Vision goggles, the first ones I think were sold a couple of days ago, $5,000 out the door for you, 1 TB, $5,000. And that's before all the connections and stuff. But don't mind that. Let's talk about the stuff that it can do. I've seen so many features. I've heard so many features. You've seen Ready Player One. Well, this is Ready Player Two because you're going to step right into the VR world with these glasses. You can see through them. It's not like the other glasses you have, like the Galaxies and stuff, where everything is covered and you can't really see where you're going. People walking into
Mhm.
shit, crashing into shit. You can't really see where you're going. These are completely transparent. So it just enhances everything that you're actually seeing and brings stuff to you. So think of Jarvis from Iron Man. You know how he wears the glasses, has the shield that you can see completely through it, but has all the menus and stuff you on the side, and you can access that stuff. That's what you can do. It's going to be one of the most wild experiences. I think it might take you and cure those not having friends situation. You know what I mean? I know your friends probably all won't get this headset at the same time, but cognitively, I think you can make some friends with these goggles. You know what I'm saying? Um, what can't you do? If you're in the movies or you're watching a movie at home through these goggles, we can make the movies the size of your TV. We can make the movies the size of a movie theater screen. It pops out to you. The sound surrounds you. You can watch TV, go to sporting events with your friends. You can look to the left to your friend at a basketball game. You could you can play video games while you're at a basketball game in a split screen. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. You can be playing 2K on the bottom while you watch a real basketball game going across the top, while you got your computer over here where you can type, where you have the weather over here, and you can click on music, and you have little hand buttons where you can control it all.
What the fuck?
It's just nuts. It's just nuts. I don't even know really how to start. Paul has been trying to plug this. His brothers work within the company, so he's been getting a little information as far as what the capabilities are and what they can actually do. And he's been like, man, you should try to get into these VR goggles, get you a Galaxy, get you a something like that, just to firstly dip your toes in what these VR goggles can do. But bro, I couldn't believe what I saw. Like the gaming experience. Could you imagine playing Call of Duty on a headset that I don't
That'd
know.
be crazy.
I
And I was
I, I
watching this thing. I don't know if you've seen it. I was watching this thing where they had like these floors they're making that you stand on it and like as you move for some reason it like reacts to your movement
right,
and you don't go nowhere. Like you're
exactly.
walking. You seen that shit,
Yeah, I've
right?
seen it. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was crazy as fuck with them goggles because you can literally have like a whole war in one area, one spot.
And they already had the vests because I've seen the vests out and about. They have the vests where they vibrate and stuff when you get shot in the game, and you
Hmm.
can actually feel stuff in the vest that attaches to the goggles and the controller. So I can just imagine it's not going to be that long before all that stuff is sold together, and you're playing pretty much just like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And then all these NFTs and all this land that was being sold in the metaverse, it all makes sense. It all makes sense before too long. I was just very impressed because I remember when they just had the idea, like showed it. It was out within like 4 or 5 months. It's just nuts. The price point is crazy. The price point is crazy
As
because
expected though.
yeah, as expected, but if you get the lowest, like 256 gigabytes, or yeah, it's still 3,400, you know? You
Damn.
know what I'm saying? And you want a 1 terabyte with all you don't want to be deleting and have to, take shit off and getting all these attachments and shit. I
I
don't
know
know.
they're gonna start selling them.
They're out. They're out.
Oh,
I
you can
got
already buy them?
Yeah, I've been getting like a whole bunch of notifications. They had somebody buying one out of the Apple store. I forgot exactly where it was, but everybody was lined up, all the employees outside the door clapping for him, and he's out there posing with it, posing with the goggles. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal because I mean, Apple's supposed to be in the forefront of everything. You know what I mean? My bias aside is when Apple comes out with the VR goggles, they're all the rage right now because the Galaxies and stuff, Oculus, they've been out for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
I got Oculus right behind me. So
yeah, right. So, and man, it's gonna be crazy, man. I gotta send you the video of the trailer after this, just because it was crazy. It was on TV, I think during the AFC Championship game, the commercial came out. I was like, oh my God, this shit is so raw.
that's for me because I haven't used Apple products in fucking forever since elementary school. I
Yeah.
think they was don't. age. I won't say my age, but I think it's like right after they like stopped calling them Macintoshes.
Oh, when they had the colored ones with the colored backs.
No, and they had a little fucking round like one like that with like a little metal pole coming up and the screen was on top. Remember that shit? You was too young for that
I
shit.
was say, nope. I do not remember that one. He said with a pole on top. I feel that.
No, it was like a pole in the middle and the screen was on top. You're like a little fucking robot, basically.
I remember
They used
like
to
the
have
little
them in the
box
computer
ones.
lab.
Oh, I feel that. Man, I'm not that old, but I know when computers like first came out there, hella like I remember what's my earliest memory? Maybe like I don't know, Netscape or what's the early internet? The early ass internet
Yeah.
before
It's like Netscape or dial up.
yeah, some weird ass shit. The sound. Doo-doo. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
shit is crazy. How far technology has come, and now we talking about Apple Vision goggles, man. If you got it like that, let us know. I'm sure we'll see a lot. I mean, I want to see if we Comic Con. We're going to Comic Con October, LA Comic Con. I wonder if they'll have them there. Have let you do some immersive experiences. Oh, also, I gotta ask you, have you played Tekken yet?
Nah, not the new one. Nah, yeah, I ain't been playing video. I ain't got a system. I got my laptop, a gaming laptop. I haven't played that in a minute.
I want to get one of
Uh,
those. I need to get
well,
on GTA.
yeah, I'm gonna get it on there eventually. Play it on this big ass fucking TV over here.
Oh yeah, Deshaun said he's playing on
Um,
PC, and he said he's been playing ever since he got it. I'm
Yeah,
trying to hop
it's,
on there.
you can get all the games, pretty much almost every game, not everyone, but almost, and you ain't got to buy a bunch of different systems for it.
Yeah, because they're like it sold out the day it came out, and they're like, wait, sold out? You can just buy it, digital download. This game should never be sold out, you know. But yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. I need to at Comic Con. I bring that up because they had people at there that's supposed to be like video game experts, and you can stand in line and wait. People are playing Mortal Kombat, and there's this like Mortal Kombat expert, and everybody's waiting in line to try to beat them.
Mm.
They may have that, you know what I'm saying, at the next Comic Con. Well, it's the same one, so they definitely are gonna have it. So you better get up on your game so you can whoop them niggas. Trying to see if Deshaun wants to go. I know he can definitely win in there. I don't know if he plays Mortal Kombat, but since Tekken 8
He
came out, I
used
know they're
to.
gonna have it.
He used to be good at Mortal Kombat. So was Ryan. Remember my partner Ryan?
Mm,
He was dope as fucking Mortal Kombat too. But
yeah,
me, I'm good at Tekken, but I trying to murk me at Tekken right now.
yeah. I was watching the gameplay on Twitch. I'm like, fuck these combos, bro. Ariel
They be
probably fuck me up with this
juggling
shit.
motherfuckers. They just
Yeah,
be juggling motherfuckers.
yeah. But it's raw. All right, let's move on here. TikTok versus UMG beef. Have you heard this one? TikTok, you know what TikTok is, right? I'm sure you know what TikTok
Yeah.
is. Platform, everybody's all the rage right now. People post videos, music in the background to kind of like, they do it on Instagram as well. UMG, really big music group. To name a few artists that are under the UMG umbrella: Taylor Swift, BTS, Bob Dylan, Elton John, Drake, Sting, The Weeknd, Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Ariana Grande, uh, Justin Bieber, Adele, Post Malone, and many, many more. There's been a greed feud, I would say, a feud for money. Of course, UMG, the big ass music company. Then you have TikTok. They're in a disagreement. I guess they're up for a deal to see how much like TikTok was going to pay UMG to use its artists' music on TikToks, to put behind the videos for these content creators. You know what I mean? How there's songs
Hmm.
behind how people do shit on TikToks. Um, from yesterday, I don't know how it is now. They blocked all the music from those artists. So any videos that people had with those artists' music on it, UMG made it so it was just muted. So you can't hear anything at all. It's just a blank thing. If you have no talking in the video, it's just completely silent. They blocked
Wow.
all the rights to their artist music to be on TikToks just because they didn't agree with the terms that TikTok was willing to pay UMG for that music. They said they're using
Mm.
bullying tactics to squeeze them out of money. So effective immediately, they went ahead and just blocked all their artists' music on TikTok, which is really selfish because people are using TikTok as their source of income and their way to make money. And
Not to mention their artists are also getting their name out there with that too. So I'm sure the artists don't agree with it.
right. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure the artists don't even make that much money from the record companies from the songs in general. So the fact that I don't know, it's just really greedy of the. I think personally, I'm on TikTok side in this, which even though they possibly should be paying more money, to use the music because they're making a killing probably. And I think they're trying to dabble in the music industry anyway. I think they have their own little music label, so there could be a little feud there. Um, I don't know. UMG is already fucking the artist out of a bunch of money. I don't think they should block TikTok from using those songs. Because people are literally getting famous and getting more opportunities from TikTok. There's so many artists that make money because their songs go viral on TikTok.
Exactly, getting that exposure. Yeah.
Like Jid, one of my favorite artists in the world right now,
Yep.
wouldn't be as popular as he is right now without Well, I don't want to say that, but TikTok blew up that surround sound song. It was a great
Hmm.
song before TikTok, but once TikTok got a hold of it, now everybody knows it. It's on the radio now. It's like it's wild. And it's wild. It's something that I think it's just kind of something petty. UMG is, of course, making money every day off these artists, and I think they are just kind of just doing too much. Um, do you have a side that you choose on this one, or do you think they're just
Well,
both?
I'm gonna choose the artist. That's them trying to get exposure. If they are through this company and this company's having this petty beef and causing their music not to get heard, that's detrimental to the contract. I feel like shit.
Yeah. It's fucking up TikTok all the way around. It's like not only fucking over them, it's fucking over everybody that uses the platform. And you never, I guess you can't sue them either because it's literally their music, and then they have so much money they can beat anybody in a suit, especially any little content creator. So it's shitty. But hopefully, ultimately, they get it together and pay them fucking. Maybe they'll go on strike like the actors and the writers did. And maybe that'll work. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't work because
That work for
the
music.
music.
I don't think,
Yeah, I don't know because the music company doesn't care if the artists strike.
yeah, I don't think they do.
They'll own the
They just
rights to
like
their
fuck.
music anyway.
Yeah, the music is still gonna play and still gonna get fucking what they call it again. Whenever you get like listens on Spotify and shit, and they still don't get their money or whatever. So
And they're still gonna they're gonna still owe them money for those advances anyway. So though you stop performing and stop giving us music, you still owe me this money for this advance that you took. So
hmm
you had to get that money back somehow. So it's a fucked
yeah,
up game. I don't think they'll be
yep,
able to recoup, or I don't know. That's why all these artists don't even stay rapping or making music for how long. Just go ahead and transition into something else that can make them a whole bunch more money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Lil Dicky, the Dave Show. This fool got Brad Pitt, fucking all these other stars on this show, and he's a rapper. Now he's a fucking
Is he a
writer.
rapper? I ain't heard shit from him. I ain't heard a rap from him in forever.
Right. He just actually put out the album, but it's the soundtrack basically for the TV show. So every song that he performed and made in the show, he just put out on the album. And he did some
Mhm.
videos though. Those videos he did, I'll send you one of the ha 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 video. It
Heard that
was
one.
it was pretty the video was pretty intricate. He got a big budget behind that video, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But it's interesting, man. The world is interesting. It's an interesting place. Speaking of interesting, man, do you like eclipses?
Not sure.
April 8th, we're gonna have the longest eclipse in the US in world history. This eclipse that's going to be on April 8th is going to last for 4 minutes and 27 seconds in South Texas. If you live there, best of bias listeners. If you live here, I don't know exactly. You're in California. I don't know exactly how long it's going to last. But if you are in Texas and are lucky enough to see this eclipse, firstly, don't stare right into this motherfucker. Don't stare right into it. You can go blind. And
Fuck
enjoy
that.
it. Huh?
YOLO.
Oh no, it's not the longest one in history. It's the longest one in 100 years. So I mean, it's
Oh,
basically our
okay.
history. But me personally, unpopular opinion, eclipses are overrated. Like, why do people love them so much? Like, okay, the whatever goes in front of the sun, that's
It's the
dope.
rarity of them. It's the
Yeah,
rarity.
yeah, you can't look at it without hurting your eyes. It only lasts for so long, 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Whoop de fucking do, and then it won't come back for hella long. What did you really see? Like, what did you really see? Like, I don't know. It's just really hyped up. I missed the last 17 eclipses. Oh, you missed it? Oh yeah. What was you doing?
Yeah,
I was in the house.
I haven't paid attention to any kind of eclipse or solar or whatever the fuck they call any of them things since grade school, since I was in like fucking sixth grade or some shit.
Yeah, I'm saying
That was the last time.
it's wild, man. It's like that kind of shit kind of scares me in a way, though. I've watched the movies like 30 Days of Night, seen the shows that are based in Alaska where these motherfuckers it be dark for 30 days and they don't get no light and shit. And you happy about it being dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Hell no.
I would love that.
Give me all the sunlight I can take. Have you been watching? Speaking of that, let's move into a little bit of cinema corner. Have you been watching anything in particular that you want to let the Best of Bias family know about? Me personally, I've been watching True Detective season 4. Have you been watching True Detective?
I haven't watched shit, to be honest.
True Detective, check that out. It's on Max, HBO Max. Yeah, it's about. I don't know if you've seen any of the True Detectives. I've talked about it last week on the show, but True Detective season 1 was really good. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, kind of like a dark
Heard
kind of
about it.
detective series.
Yeah.
Everything that goes on in these detective lives are all hella crazy, and they discover like they do crazy ass cases and shit like this. But on this one,
Yeah.
again,
I seen that one clip. Seen that one clip where I forgot which actor it was, but his son was getting bullied. So he went to the kid's house, told the kid to call his dad out, beat the shit out of his dad in front of him.
I think that was that Woody Harrelson? No, that
On
was I think that might have been season 2 with Colin Farrell.
Farrell, there we go. That's who
Yeah,
it was.
it was him and Vince Vaughn that were in season 2. Then season 3
Uh,
was Mahershala Ali. That season was pretty good. And this season's pretty fire as well. Based in Alaska. These like yeah, there's hella native like Alaskan people. I think they're called like the Hotok people or whatever.
mhm.
The scientists are like posted up in the middle of the ice, kind of trying to figure out some shit. I guess like the source of the creation of life scientifically was there somewhere in the middle of the ice, and they were researching it. Then all of a sudden, shit just starts going weird, and then this dude starts having a seizure, and he says she's awake. Then all of a sudden, everything goes black, and then people start screaming, and then it introduces the lady cops and everything. The main characters, Jodie Foster, introduces her, and then basically they find the scientists all like frozen in the snow with their tongue. Like one of them had their tongue. Oh, actually, they found a tongue in the room. It was like a native woman's tongue out of nowhere, and they're trying to figure out why are these guys in the ice? How did they freeze out here? What happened to them? And slowly they're trying to figure out like these people didn't freeze to death. Like they were naked and shit. Like they didn't freeze to death. They died from cardiac arrest. How did it happen? So now they're trying to figure out what happened to these people, and they're connecting cases that happened in the past. There's a bunch of native Alaskans there. Jodie Foster's partner is a very interesting looking native woman. She is a Native American, you could tell, but she's really like masculine, but at the same time, she looks very feminine and has like really feminine features. A really nice body. She's not bisexual or lesbian or anything, but not that I know. She has sex with men in the show, but it's a really interesting character. A really interesting character. You have to see the first episode to know what I'm talking about. It's like she looks like feminine, but she also looks like she can whoop everybody in the town's ass. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird, but check it. And she has like this weird sex scene where it's like, she is kind of sexy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. You have to check it out for yourself. It's really good. I think it's about 3 or 4 episodes out now. But it's a really good show. Anything that you're watching or like anime, spit it
Yeah,
out there,
that's
man.
awesome.
Because I need to talk to you about One Piece. I know I'm kind of far back, you know what I'm saying? I'll slowly get into it. I watch a lot of other anime, but I was dedicated. I still am dedicated. I'm mad right now because I was watching on Crunchyroll and they stopped fucking dubbing it when it got to episode that I was at. And I'm trying to watch it while I'm at work, so I can't look at it and read the subtitles. So I'm using it to
Uh,
hear what's going on. Bro, they stopped dubbing it for me at episode like what? Where was it at? Right when I think they're leaving Fishman Island. I think it's right there,
uh,
right at
what
that
did you
point.
think about Ace? About what happened to Ace and all that
Oh,
shit?
bruh. I did not expect. I was like, okay, the first time I saw Ace, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a quick cameo. Figure out it's his brother. I thought we'd never see him again. And then
Uh-huh.
once we got to that arc where he's captured, I was like, okay, of course, just like all the other arcs, it's gonna take hella long to get to him eventually being saved. Right when he started using his powers, this nigga just That bruh, I don't what's his name? Akainu or whatever. That
Yeah,
his
something
powers is
like that.
OP. His powers is OP. A lot of their
All
powers is
that
OP.
fucking lava. Yeah, the
Yeah.
fucking light dude. All of them are.
The
I used all of
light
them.
dude is ridiculous, first of all.
Yeah,
And I'm kind of confused on how they decided to make him get hurt. You know what I'm saying? He got kicked and then he's hurt. What the fuck? How does that work? You're kicking light? How do you kick a light?
uh,
Yeah. I
man,
like it
you
though.
watched it far enough. You watched it far enough to where you know how that works, though, right?
What? The fruits?
You're Fisherman Island, right?
What about it?
So I mean, by then, that's after the time gap. That's when they came back from 2 years of training,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you see Luffy. You see how when he walked through there, he was knocking motherfuckers out, but just by walking by him, he got that
Hockey?
hockey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I like
why
that.
we used naturally.
But it's still, man, it's still confusing sometimes because they pick and choose when their powers are OP. It's like little shit
No,
sometimes.
hockey is OP. And
You're
when you
right.
get to a certain point, it becomes OP.
He should because I'm tired of
Yeah,
him. Because there's been a lot of times recently where Luffy has been taken out, not really taken out, but like stunned, where he's like down and out for a while. Like the whole when he
yeah,
got shocked when fucking Ace died. Come on, I was like, bruh, I get it, but you can't be. They need you right now. You can't just be
yeah.
useless for so long. I was like, damn, get your ass up. And there's been little things like that throughout the series. I like it a lot though. It's like little things I thought were like one-offs, but then they connect and make sense later. All the
hmm
relationships and stuff, like fuck. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that. Like Shanks
Matter
and
of fact,
Whitebeard.
there's like a couple people who were at the battle where Ace died that are gonna show up way later on. They're gonna be like major, not major, but like real good supporting characters that are gonna be there that you saw them earlier and didn't really pay attention to them at all. But
I really like how they yeah, I like how they brought all the characters back for that battle with the Navy or the Navy admirals and stuff like that.
oh, Whitebeard was OP as fuck too. He was just
Yeah,
old.
and it showed us the tiers too of the warlords and everybody like that. Whitebeard was OP, but then after he got taken out, Shanks showed up, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, Shanks is here."
Yeah, you gonna shut the fuck up now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh shit, Shanks is here." And it just tells us the levels of the pirates and how everybody's respected. Blackbeard, I was still kind of confused about what the fuck he's doing. He could take people's
He's
powers?
something like that. Yeah, he can tell. He has the darkness is his ability, and for some reason he has the ability to take somebody's power and have
Yeah,
two. Not
it
just take somebody's power.
nullifies the power too.
He can have two of them now
Oh yeah,
because
exactly.
nobody else can have two. Yeah. So
That's nuts. Yeah, and then and he just kind of like dipped out when Shanks came. I was like, oh, so you're not hard no more? I feel it
yeah,
though.
it's crazy because he's not even a good fighter. It's just his abilities make him good. Because Blackbeard was whooping his ass.
Yeah. Fucking Whitebeard's. I don't even know what his power was. Earthquakes. He was grabbing the reality
I'm
and
like,
breaking shit.
yeah.
That shit is nuts as well. Yeah, all of it's cool. I was watching somebody. I sent you one of his Instagrams though, but he's kind of like really up on anime, and he was talking. Actually, it was at one of these cons. He was like, "Yeah, the Naruto. What was the word he used? Basically, the people in Naruto would handle the characters in One Piece more in the One Piece world. How do you feel about that? Because they're both pretty OP.
So they wouldn't handle not everybody, but the when you go to like the extremes of power, yeah, I believe that the people from Naruto would beat the people of One Piece. But
Oh,
if you're talking about damn, if you're
so
talking about the
don't worry about that, guys. It's a little something.
no, but if you're just talking about like all the regular like supporting characters who are strong in the show, nah, I mean I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people from One Piece that can defeat or hang with a lot of the characters from Naruto.
Yeah.
But like I'm talking about their top levels of power, like when Madara came back and was fucking shit up on that level. Yeah, nah, probably not. I think that they'll probably. I mean, and One Piece gets power like right now where Luffy's at. This motherfucker's like damn near a god, but I still think like top Naruto when he was at his peak would fucking run a hole through Luffy's chest probably.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm starting to realize that I'm not to where you are right now, as far as, you know, it's just even the training sequence, like even when he was young, it took him a while to kind of harness his power. And even now, he's still He's just now getting new
Once,
moves. He's just now getting new
yeah,
moves.
once he starts learning, he just starts like learning everything.
Yeah.
He's OP as fuck right now.
I think I don't think he's even gone past gear 2 as far as I've seen.
I think he did Gear 5 or Gear 4 recently, but
That shit is yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Just knowing that I was just kind of trying to measure out the 2 year like gap to see what everybody. I'm still waiting to see. Brooke is hella funny, but what the fuck does he do?
Brook can fight.
I know, but when?
He ain't fought yet. Most
Barely.
most of his fights, they end quick. He just cut
Uh,
motherfuckers up.
yeah, I've seen like
But
some of his moves, especially when he got a shadow taken and he was fighting the zombie that knew his moves and shit like that. But
yeah.
I haven't really seen him. He used to be making jokes and being hella scared all the time right now.
Well, he had a real good fight scene against like one of the warlords a couple arcs ago. That was surprising that he was able to hang with them because they're like the strongest people in the world, and he was able to hang with her for. I mean, she beat him, but he was doing his damn thing. I was surprised how I was like, man, okay, Brooke is, you know, formidable.
Yeah, and Jinbei's raw too. The whole story.
Junbei is probably the rawest. Junbei is
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna say much more, but Junbei is he's like one of my favorite characters.
And Luffy just be pulling like Boa is on his nuts and he wants no part of it. It's crazy. But everybody thinks Boa is the sexiest thing on earth. But Nami, whoa, I don't know what they did to her in the time jump, but they
She
I'm
came back. How they
like
gonna do that with the live action girl?
I'm like, hold up. They don't need to sexualize her that much. It's like every scene starts off at her titties, moves up.
Mhm.
I'm like, her pants are all the way down, basically.
At
I'm like, damn, Nami.
least they made her useful.
Yeah, and I'm getting sick of Sanji too. Niggas can't even look at bitches. His nose starts bleeding and he gets ready to die. Like, what the fuck? It's like one of my favorite characters who can't even look at women.
Yeah, Sanji's pretty deep too.
Yeah, Sanji's
Zoro's
raw.
still my favorite. Zoro's my favorite though.
Oh yeah, I like Zoro a lot too. It's just fuck, bro. He be getting fucked up, and he can pretty much
He
do
he
anything, but he just be choosing to get fucked up sometimes. He's like, fuck it.
yeah. He just be slow.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get fucked up 7 times. Oh, 9 sword Phoenix. Fuck everything up. Bro, why did you just get fucked up for 17 minutes if you can just do that? It's like, yeah. Kidnap King Neptune. It's like, bro, chill out. And his whole directions thing pisses me off too. Like, bro, stop getting lost.
Yeah, it's lack of direction.
Got stuck on dude's ship. Fuck they ship up just because he got lost. That's fucked up. Chopped it
Did
in
they ever
half.
portray? Did they ever portray that in the show in the live action? I don't remember.
No, I don't think I like the actor they used, but I don't know. I think in the cartoon he's a little bit more. I don't know.
Frolic.
He's too chill in the live action.
Yeah,
I want to see him and Sanji go at it like they do in the cartoon, kind of.
yeah, they be fighting and shit.
And I don't see, and I think Sanji needs to be more like love struck by the girls, like they be doing in the cartoon.
They can't do that. They make it more flirty now, but they're like if they do that, then it come across as like rapey and shit. Because like he's somewhat like Pepe Le Pew. You know what I'm saying? And they don't show Pepe Le Pew no more. If you ever noticed, maybe they, like show like
Oh, he was
anything about
canceled.
those cartoons. Yeah, they canceled the fuck out of him. Crazy, right?
Yeah, and Brooke is bad too. May I see your panties?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but he's actually a rock star now, so he actually be seeing those panties
Oh, Soggy
probably.
King, Soggy
Yeah,
King or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
the Soul King.
Soul King.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Soggy King. No, Soggy King was what's his name? Usopp, right? He was Soggy King.
Oh, Sniper King
Emperor King. No, they had
with the
maybe
mask.
it's yeah, maybe the translation is different because they called him Soggy King
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, definitely. The translation
Yeah,
is way different. I was watching the episode with what's her name? What's her name? Eve. They called her Eve, but um, the lady that was like the transformed into a girl and a guy. Eve. Forgot her name.
I know. It's been a while.
Dragon's friend, the transsexual one they had.
Yeah, the one
That
that
changed.
can
I forgot the name.
the fingers and shit, right? They can
Yeah,
stab you with
yeah,
the fingers. Yeah,
yeah. They taught Sanji how to cook food to make girls fall in love with him type shit.
yeah.
the translation was terrible. I was
Yeah.
watching it and he was saying in English, I don't want to be like, I don't want to hang out with you guys. And the translation was like, I don't want any part of you transvestites. I'm like, what? That's not what he said at all. What kind of translation is that? That's why I can't watch it dubbed with the English subtitles because they be lying. Like, bro, you be saying shit that they don't even say on there and they should not be saying. But yeah.
That's why everybody likes to read the dubs instead of watching read the subtitles instead of the dubs because you get the actual like what was that, the writers actually putting out what America has changed for like the sake of censorship, or I guess.
And I don't understand why, if that's the case, why are the American voice actors so goddamn popular?
Because it's because anime is so popular in America, and only real like diehard anime fans are really with that whole subs not dubs, but the majority of people who watch it are just gonna watch dubs.
Yeah. I mean, that's all the ones that are easily accessible where people are actually like, of course, not the hardcore fans. They're not gonna go to Crunchyroll. They're not gonna kind of deep dive for them. They're gonna go right to Netflix where everything is dubbed. They're gonna go to right to Hulu where everything is dubbed for you. Every place that provides them, fucking HBO Max, all that shit's already dubbed. Um, but Netflix ain't slick. I was watching, they went from episode 561 to 1098. I'm like, huh? This is not the continuation of what I just watched. They try to give shit
Yeah,
away. But
they definitely jump shit on there
I'm like,
on
fuck, man, I'm just
Netflix.
trying to watch. I still need to watch the rest of One Punch Man season 2. I didn't even watch the whole second season of that.
I like One Punch Man, but man, I've been reading it and it's fucking lagging right now where I'm at. I'm not like caught up to it at all, but I'm pretty far and it's like lagging. It's a good fight scene and shit, but it's just like been going on forever. And I'm waiting for like something to happen that whatever. I think it's starting to get to that point where I'm gonna stop liking One Punch Man after a little while.
I feel it. I feel it. People have been saying the manga for a lot of these shows are incredible, and the next the chapters and arcs gonna be crazy. Demon Slayer's next arc is supposed to be amazing. I can't wait for Jujutsu Kaisen's next arc. People are telling me the manga is nuts. Um, Especially when I go to these cons, man, and me not knowing exactly what the fuck is going on and when it's going on. I talked to Zoro, Chris Sabat, when I was actually at one of the cons. I was like, yeah, man, I'm hella liking the show. I'm at episode 200. He was like, oh yeah, you have a long ways to go, my friend. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like watching, and these motherfuckers aren't even in the fucking show for hella long until they meet up again. I'm like, fuck. This arc is hella dope, but I kind of miss out. I was just starting to see what these crewmates were about. Now it's taking how long to get back to them, but I'm sure it'll be well
Yeah,
worth it.
they,
And
they they split up a lot on there though.
I'm about to say, and they get lost again right away. Like, all right,
Yeah,
yeah. But anyways, go watch One Piece if you haven't watched it, man. Also, before we get up out of here, I gotta show some shit off. I finally got my goddamn comic. It's always hella glare on here, but if you could see this,
yeah.
this is one of the most heralded artists there is right now for comic books. I'm gonna put this down. I just put it right here for a second. It is a no, I'm gonna put it right here. It is a 9/8 graded gold label Scotty Young Batman Off-World. Scotty Young, if you're not familiar, I showed you a bunch of comics I got by Scotty Young. He's usually a Marvel artist. This is his first ever DC, and it's the main man, Batman. His first cover, um, got his signature on there, and Jason Aaron, who did the story work for it. I was blessed enough to get this at LA Comic Con back in early December. I sent it in to get graded. It was sitting there on the table when Scotty Young was signing. I said, I got to get one of these. I got to. There's only like 25 to 50 on the table. I got me one day two and got that shit graded. Got a 9/8 out of 10, man. This shit's very, very valuable right now. But yeah, next con, Comic Con Orlando is going on right now, and everybody is there from every popular show, voice acting, actors, every artist is there. Um, Next year, I got to be at Orlando Con. That's Orlando Mega Con. That's what it is, Mega Con. Just raw. But lastly, Supergirl was casted. James Gunn's DCU, Millie Alcock. She was Rhaenyra Targaryen in
Yeah, the little
was it
funny
House of
looking girl.
Dragons? Yeah, House of Dragons. Yeah, so she's Supergirl. I guess she's gonna appear in one of the shows first, or actually the Superman movie first, and then she's going to get her own adaptation of the comic Woman of Tomorrow, which is a Supergirl comic, I guess. So she's going to star in that, even though she got some hate from one of these directors saying, "How are you going to cast the actress before you get the actor for the director for the movie? That's a little backwards, isn't it?" Although some guy named he's probably a famous director, something Vaughn. But anyways, he was just hating because she said no to him for a project before. Now she's hating on James Gunn. Everybody's hating on James Gunn, man, thinking that he ain't gonna have DCU popping. I think, man,
Oh,
everybody don't like
he
what's
got a
go
straight clone. He got a straight clone of what you call Superman though.
who
The guy that's playing Superman
look just
looks
like
like a
Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yeah,
Yeah.
like a skinny version of him.
I feel it. I mean, I believe in James Gunn, you know what I'm saying? And Peter Safran, man. I don't know about Marvel right now. We're running in circles. We're running in circles, and I'm ready to see something fresh. I really liked Peacemaker. I really like he's not afraid to do rated R stuff and darker stuff. And with DC and those storylines, he has the ability to do all kinds of shit. And I can't wait to see it. Me personally, if he does Jason Momoa as motherfucking Lobo,
Bubble, that'd be hard.
hands down, when we, I don't even, it's not even out yet, and I know it'll be the greatest project that he's ever done. I know it.
Yeah,
It has to. The stories I've read like at least 7, 8 Lobo comics, and he is an asshole.
the logo is crazy as
He's
shit.
crazy as shit. Like he's
Like,
pretty
he's
much a
strong as shit
mercenary,
though.
strong as shit, pretty much strong as Superman almost,
He
and he
can be
can't die.
killed.
Yeah, and he's pretty much just a pretty much a bad guy who helps sometimes, kind of like an anti-hero, but mostly an asshole. What is it,
He just
bounty
does
hunter?
what he wants, whoever's in his best interest.
Yeah, he's a bounty hunter. Pretty much the Mandalorian with a terrible attitude. Terrible attitude. Rip you in
Mhm.
half, kill you, don't need no weapons. Drives around a fucking
Motorcycle.
motorcycle in space. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But a sentient motorcycle, mind you. But yeah, that's all I had on the docket for today. A little bit of randomness, a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? But just wanted to get something out there for the people to chew on. The Best of Bias Podcast, episode 195. Um, episode, I mean, season 2, episode 30 type shit. AKA, you got anything
Yeah.
you want to tell the people before we get up out of here?
Stay black. I don't know.
Stay black as possible, even if you're not black. Try.
Yeah,
Doing it anyway. Everybody doing it anyway.
everywhere.
But any projects, anything they want, where can they find you? Is it still Keo
Uh,
Young?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't been on Instagram that much lately, but
You know what I'm
shit,
saying? No,
working.
no, working. Okay, working. Yep. Hey, new job, new place. I feel that. Got a lot of shit to look forward to. New year, new you. I feel that for sure. Me, you know where to find me at, of course. Let me just let you guys know. We're gonna try to get these things popping. We'll get these tournaments popping, more content coming soon. Next tournament, what you want to do? You want to do rappers in the next tournament? I want to do anime villains. I'm kind of ready to do a
I
villains
like
tournament.
that.
Yeah, that'll be we could do anti-heroes. We could do whatever you want. We can I think we should do the villains and just keep the anime theme going, you know what I'm saying? And just get
Mm,
just shoot me some villains from some shows and we'll rank them and we'll see what we can do. I'll try to get somebody else on here to make our third person so we can get the, you know how we did it last time, just us two. We'll get the third
yeah,
person in. Chelsea wants to do a cooking show. Um,
good show.
yeah, some cook along shit, teach the Best of Bias family some new recipes. We'll do that. But before all that, you know where to find your boy at SAC _Lydell on Instagram, Patrick _Lydell on the Snapchat. You can find Best of Bias on TikTok as well. Best of Bias on YouTube, where AKA blesses us with a whole bunch of crazy ass amazing videos. Check those out. Anywhere you find your favorite podcast, you can listen to the podcast, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Merch is still available. Summertime is here. Not summertime. Valentine's Day is almost here.
Mhm.
We got the hats with the heart eyes in them. Get that for your girlfriend. Get it for your boyfriend. I still got a lot of merch for Valentine's Day. Actually, one T-shirt left, but more T-shirts and outerwear is gonna get made real soon. That shirt press is coming real soon. Shout out to Jackson for the art. You know, Growly wouldn't be here without Jackson. And also shout out Dank Reynolds. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's involved with the Best of Bias team helping us prosper. Trying to import more people because we got a lot of stuff going. I don't think I've told you or showed you. I'm gonna show you this note that I have with these superheroes. I created a superhero team, a story, backstory. All my friends in my group chat all were on a trip to Mexico or to Lake Havasu or whatever, drove off the road into this goo, and we all got special powers, and we all got backstories, powers, names, and stuff like that. Got to add you to there, but I'll show you the blueprint of what we're trying to do. But we're trying to turn that into a comic. We're trying to turn it into a cartoon. We're trying to turn it into a podcast, a storytelling podcast, where we can act everything out. You won't see it in video, but it'll be podcast like a movie, but without a lot of shit coming down the works, man.
Visual.
Yeah. There's stuff about there's a bunch of Marvel podcasts like that, but a lot of stuff in the works. We ain't gonna just stop at this podcast stuff because we're more than just a podcast. We merch game and we all this other stuff too. And we're a media company and we need new people too. We're trying to import people into the team so we can get our fingers in the different realms. You know what I'm saying? We already gonna be at these cons. We're gonna try to make a bigger presence for ourselves there. But anyways, we'll talk about that when it comes. Today is Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the football next weekend for the Super Bowl. And I'll be back for more predictions next week. Yeah. Is the Best of Bias podcast where that theme song at? You already know where it's at. Boom. Yeah. It's the best of bias. You need the earful. You should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah. The best of bias.